This figure is very similar to the exercise we did in class, which consists of ellipses wrapped around in a circle with some text in the middle. From the question, we know that the center of the ellipse is given. The text have some formatting, and also the ellipse and text are going to go round in a circular form with a particular center. So to tackle that, we need to go to, first of all, the ellipse command, which is on the top left. If you click and open the ellipse option, we can either do it by center or axis and end. Now, from the question, we know the center of the ellipse is given, and we know the length of the radius, both the major and the minor radius. So it's easier if we choose the center option. So if we go to center, first of all, the center of the ellipse is 100, 550. So over there, the first numbers to type in are the coordinates of the center. So we put in 100, 550, press enter. Now it's got shoot off the screen, so what we do is we have to put it back to the center. So we zoom out to see where exactly the point is. In fact, it's way above there. So what we do is we drag it towards the kind of middle of the screen, slightly towards the upper half. So that's where we are. So what we do is zoom in a little bit so we can see the object when we start putting in the details. Now, the major radius is 25. So from the center of the ellipse, we level the mouse towards the right. When we see the dotted green line, we know that the mouse is now level, and we can type 25. So that's the major radius. The minor radius is, we can just type. It doesn't matter where your mouse is. So whether it's vertical or at an angle, the end result is the same. So if we now type 10 as the minor axis, so this is rather small, but best thing to do is to zoom in a little bit and now move it towards the center. In fact, we can make it even bigger, so I'm going to make it quite large. The next step is to put in the text. So click the text, but there are two options. Remember, there's single line text and multi-line text. Let's say we choose the multi-line text. Click on that, and it asks us to define the box where the text will go in. So the first corner, it could be somewhere there. Click on that and drag open. And as soon as we click the next corner, the menu bar changes, and let's put in some of the parameters for the text. We know the text font is Arial, so it's already been set as Arial by default, so that's fine. The size of text is 6, so if your screen doesn't show 6, change that to 6. The next is we have to line up the text with the ellipse. So under justification, and it opens up, pick middle center. Okay, middle center. And now we can type in the text LSBU. Okay, and click outside the box to complete it. A little bit too close to the edge of the ellipse rather than center. Now what we then do is to move the text right to the center of the ellipse by first clicking it. Okay, click the text, and you see there is a blue square in the middle. Now this is the center point of the text, and we want that to line up with the center of the ellipse. So I'm just going to zoom in, make it a lot bigger so we can see very clearly how to line it up. So we're going to move that text, and when we click on the square, when we move about the screen, drag it down a little bit, so when we get to the edge of the ellipse, the center of the ellipse pops up because of the object snap. So object snap has to have the center setting on. You see, now the center setting stays the same as it is, and we're now going to move the text, center of the text bar, right onto the center of the ellipse. And when we are there, click again to let go. So now the text is being moved right into the center of the ellipse. Press escape to cancel it. So we've done the ellipse and the text, and we can zoom out, and we're going to place this by clicking the wheel of the mouse and drag it towards the top half of the screen, about the middle, and we are now about to do the rotation, the polar array. If we go to this one, the array button, you can either choose one of those three options. The one we need, because the symbol is going to go around a circle, pick the polar array, so click on polar array. We're going to do a swipe, so click the mouse here and drag it across. So we can now pick both objects, and now press space bar. It asks us to put in the center of the array, and we know it is 100, 500. Press enter. Okay, we know it's there. And it asks number of items at the bottom of the screen, a number of items. So type 8, press enter, because there are 8 of them. Specify angle to fill, by default is 360 degrees. Okay, so there's no need to change that. So we accept the default by pressing enter. And press enter to accept, okay, which we're going to do. So press enter, and it's done.